Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be comparing the VA WRX and the VA STI. Pretty much going over which one you should buy, pros and cons of each. And this is coming from someone who has modified and daily driven both the VA WRX and the STI. So we will start off with the interior. The WRX, the one I had, was a base model, so it just came with, cloth seats, cloth door inserts, nothing crazy. Now the STI is generally they're the same exact chassis, so it's pretty much the same thing. This one comes with leather here, nice red stitching, leather seats. The biggest point, or the biggest difference, is the shifter trim you get right here. This is all factory stuff besides the shift knob. You get these drive modes, which are super great. Mine are actually tuned to be different boost settings, so like low boost, medium boost, high boost. Get this nice cup holder cover, which doesn't really matter, but I actually like it. Nice red stitching on there. Red stitching on pretty much everything. Steering wheels are the same. You still get that fake carbon fiber right there and right here. Heated seats in the STI, that's like one of my favorite things, except I honestly don't like these seats. They're pretty dang hard, and I do prefer the seats I had in the WRX to these ones. They're just not very comfy, but they do have seat warmers, so that's a plus. Another so-called premium feature this car has is it doesn't let you forget that you own an STI. You know what I'm saying? They put it absolutely everywhere. When you start the car, it shows on the speedometer right there, and it's kind of everywhere. So strictly just judging interiors, would I rather have a WRX or an STI? I would rather have an STI, just because this interior, it's nice. Once again, I don't like the seats, but you can switch those. And also, these only come in the limited, these hard plastic seats. I think the other ones, or at least the newer ones, have like this Alcantara there. I'm sure those are better, but I can't say I love these seats. Now on to the exterior of the WRX and the STI. They are exactly the same. Besides, the STI, at least depending on which one you buy, comes with the wing. But every WRX, including my old WRX, everyone has an STI wing. So they're definitely equal in that aspect. They look the same. You get these turn signals in an STI, at least in a limited. I'm not sure about all of them. You get this little badge that says STI. On the WRX it says WRX, but other than that, and also the badge on the back and the front if you have it, they look exactly the same. So I give them, they're equal in that aspect. So next up, we will talk about performance. Both cars come with a turbo 4-cylinder. The FA20 on the WRX and the EJ257, maybe, in the VA STI, this engine. The STI engine's a little bit bigger, but they're pretty similar. The turbo location's different and stuff like that, but pretty similar. The WRX and STI are both pretty easy to get. Simple horsepower gains, intake, downpipe, tune, much more fun than stock. But the STI has a much higher ceiling for power output. This one is 510 wheel horsepower. You can make that in a WRX, but it's probably going to explode. Just kidding, maybe. Anyways, so yeah, the STI has a much higher power ceiling. Here's an example of Bader-Built Racing's 1400 horsepower STI. Here's a clip. Obviously that costs like $100,000+, which is insane, but it's possible, which in the WRX, I haven't seen anyone do that much power. I've seen people do maybe 600, maybe 800, but for an STI, you can definitely make way more power. Now, I don't really know a lot about other cars and how much they would cost to modify to make the same power, but I can say it is not cheap. This car with this motor This is about $25,000 worth of brand new parts and everything in here, including the block, the Process West intake manifold, the turbo, the front mount intercooler, thousands and thousands of dollars, which, is it worth it? I don't know. It makes the drivability a little bit worse, but it makes the fun more fun. You know what I'm saying? Now with the WRX, mine was stage 2 plus, so intake downpipe, tune, and a top mount intercooler. And I can say it was way more fun than stock, but it was still pretty slow. I'd still get gapped by V6 Mustangs and Teslas. Now on the other hand, with this STI, can't speak for stock, but I can say with this setup right here, I can gap scat packs and stuff like that pretty dang easily. 32 pounds of boost, so it's like a train flying past them. Now let's talk about general drivability. So they have the same chassis, same suspension. The STI does come with Brembo brakes from factory, which I think is a huge plus. Big brakes, front and rear. The WRX comes with just normal Steelies that are kind of trash, but you know, they get the job done. You're not gonna die. But when it comes to like daily driving, I can say I do prefer the WRX just because it's a little simpler, feels more like a car. And this thing, I daily drive it, but you know, not really. I don't actually drive it every day. I could, and it's definitely capable of it, but it's just a little bit much, you know, straight pipe single exit exhaust and no cats, and it's really loud. I'll put a cold start right here so you can hear what that sounds like. I'd say this car's a little bit too loud. It's kind of, you know, it's nice though. Everyone can hear you though. But yeah, I would say the WRX is better to daily, but this is really not that far off. It's just more rowdy and everything. But you know, I feel like you don't buy an STI for the same reason you buy a WRX. You buy a WRX because it's cheap, easy to make some simple power, you know, simple bolt-ons. It's not that hard to modify. You can do everything in your garage with no experience. A couple YouTube videos, that's what I did. But with the STI, you know, you don't buy it to be like, oh, this is my one car daily driver thing. You buy it because you have passion and respect for cars and for the build. You know, you buy an STI to feel the road, to drive it. It's a driver's car, kind of like a BMW, I guess you could say. When the WRX just feels like a Corolla with a straight pipe sometimes, but definitely gets the job done. It's still fun. So wrapping things up, which one would I buy? I would say if you can purchase an STI, because these with low miles are like over 30 grand, which is absurd. I bought this car for less than that, actually. I got a steal. Anyways, if you can afford an STI and you are a car guy, definitely buy an STI over a WRX. But if it's going to break the bank, a WRX is a really solid choice. You should do what I did. I had a WRX, modified it, had my fun with it, and when I was able to afford an STI, I bought it and modified it, and here we are today. Which one do I like better? Definitely this car is a million times more fun than my WRX, but it's kind of a headache to drive, you know? It's like, I don't know. It's just the WRX is more of a normal car, and this is a little bit crazy. And like I said, I can't speak for stock because I have never owned this car stock. My WRX was stock when I bought it. But, you know, this is way, way, way more fun. And I would recommend it to anyone. So it really comes down to, you know, passion versus practicality. Do you need a daily driver that you want to modify and it's just fun, whatever, get WRX. But if you are a car guy, you want to modify it, you have a big bank, and want to make big power or anything like that, STI is a way better choice. So which one would you guys pick? Let me know in the comments below. See ya.